Carlos has been working in the ELT world for 27 years, has a major in languages, and is a specialist in bilingual education. And let's see, let me make sure you have control of the slides. I'll give you your 10 minutes, and I'll bring up the videos when we get there, okay? So
let's
see how you make it. All right, take it away.
Thank you very much. Hi, guys. It's really a pleasure and an honor being here with you. It's a very important day today for us in Brazil. It's election day for president. So it's a very tense day too. And it's 9:41 in the morning here in São Paulo, in cloudy São Paulo. So I'm going to give my presentation and then I'm going to rush to the place to vote. But it's a special day, and it's even more special because I'm here with you guys. Well, I'm going to tell you the story of Murilo. Murilo is this little boy that you can see in the picture. It's my son, my youngest son, and I'm going to tell you the story of him becoming a bilingual kid, you know, and what happens. And the challenges that we have in that process, but it's been a wonderful learning experience for me. I started with him. I started the process of one parent, one language, or one person, one language. When he was 1 year old, I decided to apply this technique to him since I was working with bilingual education, and I really believe that kids should be bilingual. So how does it work? You know, it works in a simple way. Actually, it's apparently very simple. I only speak to him in English. And my wife speaks to him in English sometimes, but in Portuguese most of the times. And it started when Murilo was 1 year old because I just didn't realize that I could do that from the beginning, from when he was born. You know, I didn't think of it really. But when I stopped and decided to do that, he was 1 year old. So this term, one person, one language, first appeared in 1902, you know, by a French linguist called Maurice Cremont. The idea is that you could give the kids two different references, you know, one in the home language, and the second one in the second language. By just speaking to the kid in that specific language. So that's what I did, and I want to show you what happened. He's 4 years old now. He just turned 4 on October 1st. So he's been into that for 3 years. Okay, and I'll show you a little bit of what we've been through. You know. So how do you do that? You know, I mean, it's really unschooled. So it's not a class. I don't give him a class. I just talk to him in English. I do the routines, everyday routines with him in English. A natural relationship, father-son, you know, I play with him. I do baby talk to him in English, which is a bit difficult for me because I didn't have that knowledge. I had to look for it. But it's really natural and it's really non-judgmental, right? And what happens to the kid is that the kid just listens to that and tries to make sense. And the moment he started to make sense, he started to understand and respond, right? So first, he would respond to easy commands, you know, like come here or stop or sit down or even when we were playing, you know, jump or something like that. So in the beginning were just simple commands that he would respond to. And with the time, he started to answer to more complex situations, responding to more complex situations. When he started to develop a repertoire of the second language, he started code switching, So he started to actually, sometimes plug in some words in English in the middle of the conversation in Portuguese. So that was a very, very good improvement in that sense. He started to understand that there were some words that he didn't understand in English, in Portuguese, and he knew the word in English. So he started to plug in some words in English. And translanguaging is amazing because that's when he actually mixes the two languages, even the conjugation of the verbs and all that. He uses, for instance, he has a tablet, and when he wants to charge a tablet, charge in Portuguese is carregar. Carregar o tablet. He didn't know the word carregar, but he conjugated the verb charge in Portuguese, like chargear. Daddy, I want to chargear the tablet. Papai, eu quero chargear o tablet. So that's amazing, and that shows a lot of improvement in terms of him becoming bilingual. Oops, let me come back here. Okay, Rob, now it's time for the video. I'll show you a little bit of him talking to me. I'm talking in English, and he's going to answer in English, but with some translanguaging. Go for it.
Tell us, where are you going?
Eu vou na Salvador.
Yeah, what are you gonna do in Salvador?
Eu vou na piscina.
What else?
Eu vou só de apoio.
Yeah, what else?
Eu vou ter uma queimadora e na coca.
Very nice.
So you can see, I was asking him, we were going to travel to Salvador. And I said, well, what are we going to do? We're going to travel to Salvador. He would answer in Portuguese. And I said, what else? And he would say, we'll go to the swimming pool. And what else? In the end, he says, in Portuguese, he mixed it up. He says, eu vou, which is I am. Eu vou tomar, I'm going to drink. Coconut water in the coconut. So that's really translanguaging, He's using some structures in English that he doesn't know in Portuguese, or he prefers to use in Portuguese. Okay, let me move on. So the challenges is the consciousness of linguistic environment and the lack of input outside and the laziness. He knows that I understand Portuguese. So the problem is the production. Okay, he doesn't produce in English that much, or as much as I would like to, all right? So what can we do? Sometimes what we do is, me and my wife start speaking in English, so we can give him more input. The songs, the movies, the games, we put all in English so that he can have more input in the language. Persistence, you have to persevere. You have to continue doing that because it's working. Not the way that we would love to, but it's still working, and he's developing his bilingualism. And if you can bring the kid, you can take the kid to a bilingual school environment. That's ideal. Sometimes it's too expensive. For me, it's even expensive here in Brazil, but it's a good idea. Another video, Rob?
Again. Who did that? Again. Miguel. Say hi to Miguel. Who did that?
Hi, Miguel.
Miguel, say hi to Miguel.
Like Miguel.
Okay, say bye-bye to Miguel.
Do you like Miguel?
Bye-bye, Miguel.
Okay, say bye-bye to Miguel.
Bye-bye, Miguel.
That's a sort of an interaction that he actually speaks all the time in English, but I'm giving him the model, So we really need the model. Okay, so conclusions. One parent one language helps raising bilingual children. It proves language acquisition is very similar regardless of the language involved. It has to be combined with other strategies, and the production is the greatest challenge, okay? But it works. You have to consider doing that if you have a small kid. It's really amazing. I'm going to write a book on that, okay? I hope to write it soon, and I'll let you know. Well, guys, that's it, okay? I got about 7 seconds here. Thank you very much, and I hope to see you around. Rob, thank you very much for the opportunity, all right?